Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It has been a hot minute since we discussed weight loss and slimming world. It has now been officially 1 year since I hit my target weight. So very quick backstory, my target weight loss was 2 stone. That's when I started in May 2022. Since then, I hit my target weight on the 31st of August 2022, so it's like 3 months. But then since then, within that year, I have lost an additional 9 pounds. So at the moment, my current weight loss is 2 stone, 9 pounds. And I have maintained my 2 stone weight loss and lost more in the last year by doing some very, very simple changes. So guys, without further ado, let's get into today's video. The reason I wanted to do this video today is that I've just returned from a 1-week beach holiday, and I know for some people different times of year are different or difficult for different reasons. So for me, I don't really find anything difficult anymore, and the reason being is I really enjoy being my weight now. I enjoy being a size 10, I enjoy being slim, I enjoy being fit. And to be honest, when I think about my triggers used to be things like McDonald's, crisps, burgers and junk food in general. I love junk food, as bad as it is, and I know it's awful for me, I do love it. But when I have had junk food in the past, during this journey, I thought, oh, I'll just have this or I'll just have that. It's made me feel pretty rubbish. And because I went on a beach holidays are all about relaxation, and there isn't much to do apart from eating and sunbathing. On a beach holiday, that's kind of all you do, isn't it? So this is kind of how I get through those difficult times, because we've all now kind of done our beach holidays for the year. But coming up, we've got Christmas is fast approaching. Halloween, the season where everybody has sweets. If you have children, they'll be bringing sweets home. All of these times have triggers for all of us. So let's get into how I overcome those triggers and things that might be able to help you just to retrain your brain a little bit when it comes to eating. So when I say retrain your brain, I mean that with the greatest respect, and this is what I had to do. So if you don't know my backstory, I'll insert all my, I've got a playlist of videos here about my weight loss journey. But when I say retrain my brain, this is what I used to do when I was 12 stone 2. What I used to do was I used to eat what I wanted when I wanted. So I gained more weight during the pandemic, like a lot of us did, but my brain was like, oh, I'm really hungry. What do I want? I want some toast. I'll do that. If I had toast in the morning and I wanted toast again in the afternoon, I would still have it. Whereas now my food plan is very different. So what Slimming World taught me was how to meal plan, how to meal prep. If I have my fibre in the morning for my breakfast, what do I have for the rest of the day? Because as you know, with Slimming World, you're only allowed 1 fibre portion. So that kind of restriction allowed me to realise that when I was hungry, I didn't need carbs all the time. So my general meals of the day are, I have my overnight oats or overnight Weetabix for breakfast when I'm at home or at work. I meal prep them at home, meal prep them at work for the next day. If I have had my Weetabix in the morning, for lunch I will have a huge salad with potatoes. So the potatoes are the carb, but in Slimming World they're free. So I have air fried potatoes in my salad. Then in the evening I might have I don't know, pasta pesto salad, or I love the stag what they called, the vegetable chili rice thing, like 1.5 sins with boiled rice. So that kind of thing. I eat a lot, but I don't eat fibre every single meal where I used to. I used to have toast for breakfast or Weetabix or porridge for breakfast. Then for lunch, I'd go to Boots and buy a sandwich with a bag of crisps and might have a little vegan chocolate bar with it or something. And then for dinner, I would have a vegan pasty with beans and potatoes. I would literally carb up every single meal. And that's where the weight goes on. If you look at the sins in bread, for example, like 2 slices of brown bread is like 6.5 sins or something. So if you work that out, I was having like 30 sins a day, whereas I'm only allowed 15. So the way that my brain has now retrained is very, very simple. So when I went on holiday, I had exactly the same train of thought. I will insert some images of meals that I had and things that I ate on holiday. But for breakfast, depending on what we did, so I went on holiday with my mum, depending on what we did for the day, if we were having a normal regular day and might have a little lunch, I would have 2 slices of brown bread with jam on them, like more marmalade. We bought little portions of the jams and marmalades. So I had one of those, no butter on the bread, nothing, because I don't need it with the marmalade. And then we might have a lunch. So I'd have for lunch, I don't know, a salad. I had like lots of salmon salads and things like that. Then in the evening, I might have something more substantial. Like one night we went out and I had like a chicken skewer thing with some chips with it and a salad. And then another night I had like a salmon poke bowl. And then another night I had seared tuna on a bed of potatoes with vegetables, all of that. I tried to stay as within plan as possible. Every day, I'm sure I went over sins, because on holiday or when you go to a restaurant, you never know what they're cooking things in. We went to Spain, so everything's probably cooked in olive oil. I'm lactose intolerant, so I can't eat cow's milk. So I was always asking if anything's cooked in butter, if there's any cream in it and all that kind of stuff. So most of the time, everything was cooked in olive oil. So it was probably over sins, but the difference with being over sins and gaining weight is I wasn't eating hamburgers and chips at every meal. I wasn't eating deep fried fish and chips. I wasn't eating deep fried anything. So the sins are a little bit of olive oil cooked with some fresh fish, which isn't going to make me gain weight. And if it does, it will be minimal. But what I'm eating is still healthy. Do you see where I'm going with this? And on holiday, a lot of the time, people struggle with alcohol because alcohol is very calorific, it's very high in sins. So the way that I tried to minimize my sins, so I would choose the times of day that I would have a drink. We had a drink every day, but I would say, like, if I had a lunch and we had a glass of wine at lunch, I'd only have 1 glass of wine. And then I'd have another glass at dinner. So I wasn't drinking like gallons and gallons of wine. I had a couple of Aperol spritzes, and after dinner I had some Negronis or what have you. But I kept it well under control. So the sins again will be over, but because I'm being mindful, I was fully aware that I might gain weight on holiday. Because everybody does. It might only be a couple of pounds. The difference is when you're aware and you're trying to stick to plan as much as possible, the difference between doing that, sticking to plan as much as possible, or thinking, screw it, I'm on holiday, I'm going to go absolutely wild. If you go absolutely wild, all bets are off. You're eating loads for breakfast, lunch, dinner, you're drinking loads, you're thinking, I'm on holiday, forget it. So the difference is you could be mindful and gain 2 or 3 pounds, or you could go wild and gain 9 or 10 pounds. For me, the difference is, I don't want to go wild anymore. I don't get joy from eating crap food anymore. I used to, and that is where the retraining of the brain has come in. What I like to do is to be able to look good in a bikini. I love to be able to go to sleep with a flat stomach, although I've eaten all day. I do exercise very regularly. I exercise 3 or 4 times a week when I'm at home. So I go to the gym. You've probably seen my Insta stories at like 5:30 in the morning. I am in there. That's because now I enjoy being fit. Don't get me wrong, I love how my body looks. Like, my body now at nearly 45 is better than it was when I was 25. And my skin is better, my everything is better because I'm looking after myself, I'm eating correctly. And these are the mindsets that you have to be in when you go on the Slimming World journey or any weight loss journey, because it's not what you put in your mouth that's important. Of course it is, but what is important is the discipline of like going to the gym, working out, because it will speed up your weight loss. And the thing is, some days I don't want to go to the gym, like I really genuinely don't, but my alarm goes off, I get up and I go. And those are the days I tend to work out harder because I'm like, oh, I don't want to be here. But once you're in the zone, you're there. I'm there, I might as well do it. And once I've got home, showered and gone to work, by 11 a.m, I've forgotten that I've even been to the gym. And for me, that time of day is the best. I couldn't possibly go to the gym after work. So it's finding what works for you. But the most important thing is that your mindset is correct. If you want to lose weight, genuinely want to, you will. If you're not quite ready, you will have those peaks and troughs where you go on plan for like a month, have a great month, and then something might happen in your life and you're like, I'm just going to have whatever is your thing, chocolate, McDonald's, crisps, whatever. And then you think, well, I've had those crisps, I might as well, blah, blah, blah. And then it goes wild. I don't do that anymore. I do go out for dinner, and we go out probably twice a month, I would say, max. But we never get takeaways at home. We always go out for dinner. And that has been a massive game changer, because when we did want a pizza or something, we would just dial it up, order it, and you eat so much and you feel like shit. Whereas if we go out for dinner, we'll get dressed up, we'll go out, we'll usually walk, because where we live, we've got some great restaurants within a 20-minute walking distance. We'll walk there and back. I'll have a couple of glasses of wine, my partner might have a couple of beers, and we eat well. We go to our regular Indian restaurant, or we go to our local Thai restaurant, and we eat good food. I haven't had a pizza in ages because I don't really want it anymore, because I know how bad pizza is, but it just doesn't do it for me anymore. Like, those sorts of foods I don't get joy from, and that is the joy of Slimming World, is you're changing your habits and realizing what your body enjoys eating. Does this make sense? So basically, my tips for maintaining weight loss are: stick to the plan when you're even maintaining, because the days you stick to the plan, you'll either lose a bit of weight or maintain your weight. And then when you go out for a meal, you don't have to be so concerned with sin values. For example, if I know I'm going out for dinner on a Friday night, whether it be to my local Indian restaurant or if it's my Thai or wherever, I'll be on plan all week, because I know that on Friday I will be well over my sins. Regardless of what I eat, if I make good choices or bad choices, I'll be over. So that meal won't do anything. If I'm not going anywhere, the days that I'm not going anywhere, I'll still stick to plan, but I might have my two additional extra A's and B's. So I might have extra fibre and extra cheese or something. So I might have a cheesy pasta thing, or I might have my overnight Weetabix in the morning and have my homemade Slimming World burger and chips at night. Still on plan, but extra fibres that won't make me lose any weight, but they'll just help maintain my weight. It's finding those differences and sticking to them. And that's what I've found with my maintaining, is that you have to be on board with it all of the time, but there can be the tweaks. So you guys have seen my Slimming World burger and chips. It looks filthy, like it looks like a proper takeaway cheeseburger, but it's on plan. And that really, it hits the spot of what I want. If your trigger is chocolate, I have these, and this is the Sweet Freedom chocolate, well this is, yeah, the salted caramel flavour choc shots. I put this on my overnight Weetabix, and this is 13 calories a teaspoon, so I think a tablespoon is 2 sins, which is what I put on my overnight Weetabix, and it just gives you that chocolate hit that you love. If you are maintaining, or even if you're not, if you want to sin it, I love from Slimming World the peanut butter hi-fi bars. Now, I can only eat these ones because they're vegan, because I'm lactose intolerant. All of the other Slimming World bars, annoyingly, have milk in them. I really wish they'd sort that out, but these are actually really, really nice. And 2 of them is your Healthy Extra B. So on the days that I'm maintaining, in my maintaining stage, I'll have my overnight Weetabix in the morning, I'll have a big salad for lunch. In the afternoon, when I have my after lunch coffee, I might have 2 of those bars just to kind of give me a little bit of a sugar rush and like, ooh, you know, like you've had a biscuit or something. So it's those kind of things that just help the maintenance go. But I would have to say exercise and Slimming World go hand in hand. For me, my body has changed so much since I've maintained but continued going to the gym, because my body is now toned. So I look a lot slimmer. I went from a size 14 to 16, now I'm a comfortable size 10. And that is a huge difference. I really wish I'd taken my measurements when I started, because my measurements now must be crazy. But I'll insert some images of my befores and afters and you'll see what I mean. My face has changed, my here just looks so much different, my neckline and my arms, like everything is so different. Guys, I really hope this video has been useful to you and a bit motivating, because like I say, it's been a whole year that I've managed to keep this weight off, and now life is just life. Like, I don't consider this a diet, I don't consider it a challenge, it is just how I live my life. You know, when you go on holiday, just accept that you're going to gain a couple of pounds, but don't make the effort to gain the weight, if that makes sense. Just stick to the plan, stick to what you can. And after a while, when you've been eating clean and eating well, and you do have a binge or a splurge, or you have the naughty food that you used to love, you won't enjoy it as much. I'm pretty much going to guarantee it. If you've been good enough to yourself for long enough, your body won't thank you. The amount of times I've had something like, I can't remember what it was, but I think I had some crisps or something, and my stomach was aching, and I was like, oh my God, what the hell? Like, why am I doing this to myself? My body kind of just rejects junk now, which is great. But it just goes to show that, you know, I feel amazing, and that in itself is motivation enough. You need the motivation, but you need the consistency and the dedication, and that really is where the success lies. So guys, I really hope you found this useful, but go to group, stay for the whole group, have image therapy, talk it out with other people, get recipe ideas. If you're struggling, discuss those struggles. It really helps in that group environment. But I do recommend Slimming World so much. It has helped me beyond belief. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video and all the images and food that I've inserted photos of. Please do follow me on Instagram. I update lots of my Slimming World stuff on there, but I also talk about my beauty. I talk about grey hair, Botox, skincare, everything. So if you are of my kind of age group, or even if you're younger and you want to get involved, do give me a follow over on Instagram. I am there all the time. And please do subscribe, hit the subscribe button. I post videos here every Sunday at 7 AM London time. Again, it's all things weight loss, beauty related. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week for another video.